Some Tuesday today, man. Great weather. Thank the good Lord for that. You know, late in the year, we kind of change our model. We've always done that. This staff, we won a bunch of championships, and late in the year, we move away from competition Tuesday and go to a 2 Wednesday model because it's late in the year and there's less bodies, and also you're late in the year, right? So it is what it is. We had a great practice today, getting ready for a tremendous opponent in Coastal Carolina. You know, we continue to push this program forward. We've had a great weekend, a great Monday yesterday of recruiting, and we got to keep developing these young guys, and we're seeing a lot of growth in some young ones. And boy, we got a great challenge this week. I mean, these guys have been, I don't know any way to put it, but say they've been the daddy of this league. You know, I mean, they've won 11 games 2 years in a row. They're 8-1 this year, and they've really dominated this league for quite some time. So it's obviously a tremendous challenge for us going over there. They got a great program again this week with an unbelievable quarterback, and we got to continue to improve and continue to push forward as we build this program back. So with that, I'll open it up.
Coach Caston's back, looked like, and but also it seemed like it was missing Ty Mims. Any update on him?
Yeah, Ty Mims was a little under the weather today. He won't be out for this game or anything like that, just under the weather. You know, it's flu season and all that, so you have practice. You look at it documented all over the country. You had people missing all last week. It'll be that way this week everywhere in the country. But Caston will be back this week, which is good to have. We're excited to have him back, and yeah, he's a really good football player. It's a good addition back to our program.
With him coming back, how are you going to balance him and Mims at the slot?
We're going to try to put good players on the field and get them the ball and go up there and play really well versus, you know, a really good football team.
Coach, how do you feel like you guys have bounced back after just, you know, kind of it felt like the first game of the season where you guys just didn't have it? I mean, how do you kind of bounce back?
Well, the first game of the season, I thought we played a team that's number 19 in the country to 4 overtimes. You know, I thought we played them better than Arkansas played them. So I don't think it was like that. But, you know, we came in here on Monday and you know, we assessed it. We assessed the short-term problems we've got as a staff. We talked about long-term problems we've got and how we're going to address those moving forward. And it was really no different than any other Monday, whether you win or lose. You assess the good, you assess the bad, and you start looking at the opponent, trying to put a plan in place to put your best foot forward this week. Look, we're not a finished product. Everybody knows that. We've got some deficiencies that we've got to continue to coach and develop and recruit to overcome. We didn't play great Saturday. I was a credit more to our opponent than anything else, and we got to keep driving this program forward and keep getting better.
Coach, you prepared to share what you're going to do with quarterback this weekend?
Yeah, we're going to play a lot of them. You know what I mean? So yeah, it'll be fun to watch.
What was some of the good that you saw on Monday?
Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just our team. We've got a great culture, man. Our kids, you know, obviously they respond. We knew they would respond. You know, we had a lot of things happen that were in our control and some that were not in our control, and our kids were embarrassed, and they know they can do things different to be better, and so those things have been addressed. We never run from conflict here. We attack conflict head on, but we've built a great culture. I'm very proud of where we're going with this program. This time last year we were 1-8. We're 5-4 this year. We're pushing this thing forward. We're not where everybody wants us to be. We're not where we're going to be, but we are driving forward every day. We're better today than we were yesterday, you know.
Well, it's always an opportunity to learn regardless of whether you win or lose. I know earlier in the season we talked about these guys learning to what it takes to win a game. Could maybe Saturday been a case of maybe dealing with success a little bit?
Maybe so. That's been brought up, you know, because we'd won 3 in a row for the first time in a long time here. I think it was really more of we caught a really hot team playing well. That was a really tough matchup for us. We still had deficiencies in some areas. Everybody knows that. We've only had 2 years to recruit. They were able to attack those deficiencies better than anybody we've played. And also we had some opportunities early in the game that we didn't capitalize on. We had a fumble on the 5 that we could have scooped and scored. We didn't even get the ball. We dropped a punt on the second play of the game. We had a guy wide open on a glance, and he got blatantly crushed and pass interfered, and it didn't get called. You know, so those are all in the first quarter. If we get those 3 plays, we might be up 10-0 instead of down 14-0. And those are excuses and is what it is. But so it was a little bit of we played a really hot team that was playing really well, that matched up with us really well and our deficiencies. And also we didn't make the plays early on to get it. You know, we've addressed we treat each individual play as a world of its own. We address it and move forward, and we're going to continue to drive this program forward.
You say deficiencies. You mentioned quarterback yesterday. Just how do you go about trying, and you say you're going to play a lot of them. I mean, how do you try and figure it out at this point? Is it just hot hand, or is it matchups? Or
yeah, we're going to coach what we've got, and we're going to keep recruiting and we're gonna wake up every day and do the Teddy Roosevelt deal. You know what I mean? We're gonna do the best we can with what we got every day, and then we're gonna recruit our tails off like we do at every position to keep pushing forward. We got good kids in that room that are trying to get better every day.
You're obviously a quarterback guy. When you watch
Yeah.
McCall on film, can you kind of talk about the things that pop off and for you maybe you really appreciate?
Great player. You know, he's different than Pratt, but he's got that it factor like Pratt does at Tulane. They're both phenomenal football players, which is why their teams are something in one. You know what I mean? At every level across this country, when you're great at quarterback, you got a chance to be really, really, really good. And they've won 11, 11, and 8 right now. They've won 30 games over the last 3 years. And, you know, they're great at quarterback. I mean, like, he is a great, great player. He's a winner. He's a tough guy. Most great teams have a tough guy at quarterback, and he's a tough guy. You can tell that. I've got the utmost respect for him. I'm excited about meeting him, you know, because I do have a lot of respect for him.
Coach, just watching the game again on Saturday, the QB scramble hurt y'all a good bit. How do you contain that with this quarterback? How did you go through that?
Yeah, we just got to tackle better. Number one, that kid's a great player. He does that to everybody, not just us. And the QB scramble hurts everybody. You know, from Alabama, you saw it hurt Alabama a few weeks ago. So QB scrambles, they're hard to deal with. We got to tackle better. There's some times where we had him hemmed up and we didn't tackle well this week. That was the first time all year we haven't tackled well. Probably first time since North Texas of last year that we haven't tackled well. You know, obviously that's something that's being addressed because that's something we can improve immediately, and we feel like we're much better than that.
Is there any worry about that storm messing game time up in any way? Have you guys talked about it?
I got an operations department that handles all that. Tad Blaylock and those guys. He's keeping me up to speed with our travel. But man, right now I'm just worried about getting in here and watching this tape and pouring everything I can into what we can do to improve, you know, our football program.
Will, could you get on Mahaffey's status?
He's getting close. You know, there's a chance he could play this week. If not, I think he'll be back next week for sure.